Bobdale Gloves Go Edmonton on Shaw TV is brought to you by Bobdale Gloves. www.bobdalegloves.com.
Today on Go, we're going to the drive-in. Also on the show, One Bridge's big birthday, giving back with basketball, a hairy obsession, and third and goal. Movies at the drive-in theater. How many of you have fond memories of this experience? Maybe actually you've never even been to a drive-in theater. Well, this weekend here at the Varscona Theater, they are recreating that experience for Grindhouse films. We're going to learn all about this amazing event, experience some fantastic theater quality popcorn, and the whole shebang. But up first, in 1913, the iconic high-level bridge was completed, and we're starting the show with a little history report. Here's Tim Dancy with our first story.
This is the 100th year of the high-level bridge, at that time one of the West's most miraculous technical achievements. Historian Shirley Lowe tells the story.
It was 1905 and 1909 for the Canadian Northern and the Grand Trunk Pacific. And then 1910 to 1912, or 13, they built the high-level bridge. When the second and third railway came through, they came in on the north side, which meant that the Canadian Pacific Railway was then motivated to build a bridge to get their train over to the north as well. And that's why the high-level bridge is where it is.
It connected Edmonton and Strathcona, allowing for rail, public, and streetcar travel across. Edmonton's Radial Railway Society runs restored streetcars across the high level today.
And the reason why they built the bridge was to get passenger traffic, freight traffic, railroad traffic from the south to the north side of Edmonton. River Valley was, of course, so steep that the bridge was the right way to go with this.
It was $2 million at the time, and it was a brand new technology, one that had been pioneered in Chicago, the steel and concrete structure, which is why it doesn't have to be replaced as long as it's maintained. There's no wood to rot.
2,550 feet long and 2 decks. By 1913, Edmontonians could travel top of bank to top of bank. No longer were steep valley climbs necessary to haul freight or run rail.
There were people who came from all over North America to work on it because, first of all, they were pioneering the build here. This had never been done. This is one of only 4 of these types of bridges, or at least this kind of structure, that the Canadian Pacific Railway built before the First World War.
The bridge itself is in the Book of Records for being the highest streetcar bridge crossing in the world. From the water to the top of the bridge is 157 feet, and again it depends on the day and the height of the water and stuff like that.
To take something like this into what was basically the wilds of North America, it was a huge event.
High-level bridge has been here 100 years. How much longer can it last?
It will last forever if they look after it. It was a technology that made Edmonton in those days.
By the way, the $5 trolley ride across the high level is the best deal in town. Do it. I'm Tim Dancy.
Thanks so much for that, Tim. We are now joined by Dana Anderson here at the Varscona Theater, learning all about Bump and Grindhouse happening this Sunday, July 14th. Now, you yourself, you grew up going to the drive-in and experiencing these Grindhouse films. What did you love about them when you were young?
Oh, well, what I loved about them as a kid was that they were just something you couldn't actually see on television. So you'd have to go to the drive-in to see these sort of, colorful movies that weren't, you could get in as not as an adult, but if you went with your parents, it was like adult,
with this.
not suitable for children.
Right.
But my dad would always take me to the drive-in to see these movies, and they were always kind of really classically adventurous movies that were just a little something you couldn't see on television at the time.
Colorful was a great way to describe it. They're exploitation films. Now, there is actually a big following in Edmonton for these types of films, correct?
Well, we have a good following for Bump and Grindhouse. We've been doing the show for a couple of years now, and we have a fan base that is growing exponentially.
And Dana, you are a filmmaker yourself, and some of your films are going to be included on Sunday night.
Yeah, I've made a film called Rio Loco that we have made some great success with here at the Bump and Grindhouse, and this Sunday I'm going to show a movie that I made way back when I was back in the 80s. when drive-ins were still around, called Laser Priest.
Now, did this actually hit the drive-in here in Edmonton? And it's been about since 1990 since we had a drive-in, correct?
Well, the movies that we show are movies that were made in Edmonton by filmmakers that had like one little shot at showing them at different functions. And so now we're exploiting those guys who left their movies behind, and we're showing them, and they have kind of a dated feeling to them on their quality of what they're shot on. But we set the whole theater up to look like a drive-in theater, so we get the experience of popcorn and pickles and this drive-in speakers and a lot of interstitials that we show that were popular in the drive-in, like "Let's all go to the lobby," those type of things, and lots of hidden gems that people haven't seen. And we even found an old Batman serial from the 40s that we've been showing, which has actually, people have been coming back to see that.
Wonderful, wonderful. So if pickles, popcorn, and the whole shebang sounds like it's up for you, $20 here at the Varscona Theatre this Sunday, July 14th, and the money is being raised to help local filmmakers, correct?
Yeah, we're trying to raise some money so we can continue this little project, and so we can buy our own projector and make our own films out of the money that people help us with.
Okay.
And we're going to preview a preview called Baby Frankenstein on Sunday.
Wonderful. Dana, thanks so much. We're going to take a quick break on Go. We'll be right back.